Welcome back. In this video, I wanted to go over virtual private clouds or VPCs. So what are VPCs and what are they used for? Well, virtual private clouds are basically virtual data centers in the cloud, and AWS automatically creates a virtual data center in each single region for you. These VPCs cannot expand across regions, so they are region bound. These VPCs are basically where we deploy our resources in, and they are meant to resemble a traditional on-premise data center. And within these VPCs, we can create subnets. And subnets are a partition or a single part of our virtual private cloud. And these subnets are associated to an availability zone within an AWS region. We can either have public or private subnets, and like VPC subnets, they cannot expand across regions nor availability zones, but we can have multiple subnets within an availability zone. If we want to reach our resources through the internet, we need to place them in the public subnet portion. And using internet gateways, they can help us reach our resources that are deployed within our VPCs. We use private subnets when we want to keep our resources from reaching the internet or anyone on the internet reaching them. We would want to place resources like our databases in private subnets because we wouldn't want them to be accessed by just anyone. So then how do the resources communicate with each other if they are in different subnets? Well, we use a route table to define the communication pathways for them. And just to clarify, we have regions, and within the regions we have our VPCs, and within the VPCs we have our subnets. And these subnets are bound to an availability zone. Now, within each region, we have the ability to create multiple virtual private clouds, not only have the default ones that AWS creates for us. And with each VPC, we will get a different CIDR block of IP address. For the Cloud Practitioner certification, all we need to understand is that each VPC will get a different CIDR block. And each subnet within the VPC will get a different piece of that block of addresses. And we use these addresses to assign to our resources within our subnets. Since our VPCs have a different CIDR block, they wouldn't be able to communicate. So we use tools like VPC peering that enable our VPCs to communicate with each other. And we can create up to 5 VPCs per region. And each one of these VPCs would span all the availability zones within a region because, again, VPCs are region bound. Now, with all of this in mind, we do have many parts to a VPC, some optional like VPC endpoints, and some that are required like the subnets. Most of these parts that you will see in the next 2 slides, you just need to understand a general overview of their functionality. Now, we have already discussed what the VPCs are and what subnets are used for. We also briefly mentioned route tables, but route tables are just a set of rules called routes that we use to determine where network traffic is directed. Routers will help us interconnect our subnets, and they can also help us direct traffic between gateways. VPC endpoints allow us to connect to our AWS resources privately and in a secure manner. Now, we also have NAT Gateways, which give us the ability to connect to our EC2 instances that are hosted in private subnets. This is a service that is managed by AWS. We also have NAT instances, which have the same functionality as NAT gateways, but these are managed by us, the AWS customer. They are also not as highly available or highly scalable like NAT gateways are. We also have AWS Direct Connect, which is a service we use to connect from on-premise to AWS. It's a high-speed and high-bandwidth secure network connection to our AWS cloud. Now, we can also connect to our AWS cloud using a VPN. When we use a VPN, we need to have a customer gateway on-premise, and we need to also have virtual private gateway on the VPC side on AWS. For security, we have NACLs, or Network Access Control List, which are rules that control network activity at the subnet level. So these are considered subnet firewalls. If we want to get more granular, we can go to security groups. And we have used these before in previous labs, but these work at the instance level, so they are considered instance level firewalls. I hope in this video you learned more about virtual private clouds. I'll see you in the next video.